Very good afternoon to all brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Today is Sunday, 5th of July 2020. So we will continue with our sharing on the path to truth for modern day Bodhisattva Practitioner. We are at page 88, the spirit of great love. Then the topic is focusing on gratitude. Gratitude, respect, and love. The Sutta of Infinite Meaning, Wuliang Yijing, states that the Bodhi path is broad and direct. This is very true. Volunteers in the Tzu school of Buddhism are Bodhisattva practitioners who share the same inspiration and walk the same path. Our resolve to walk the path is firm. We have many companions to walk the path with us. So as we walk together, it is most important to constantly express our gratitude, respect, and love. That's the reason why you tend to see a lot of Tzu volunteer. They will always say to you, "Kanan." Kanan is gratitude. Then Amitofo is like rejoicing, sadhu. So that virtue of gratitude is very important. To be a true bodhisattva, you must have that wisdom born of this understanding of virtue. So the wisdom that understand only virtue born of wisdom is the true virtue. Then you will appreciate what virtues are. Then gratitude is one of the most powerful virtue because it can purify your mind. It will reverse all the negativity of mind state. So gratitude is very important. Then respect also will help us in many ways. When we pay respect, we are able to reduce our ego, and we are able to have this feeling of respect leading to gratitude. We respect the worthy ones, beings that are worthy of respect, and we also respect our elders. Then we respect those who have helped us before, guided us before, taught us well. So all these are great beings worthy of respect. And like the Buddha say, four things grow when you pay respect to worthy ones or to people who are your like elders. Ayu wana sukang palang. Ayu means you will have long life. Wana means you can have fair complexion. Sukang means you have happiness, joy. Palang means strength, both physical and spiritual strength. But in this particular case, for Dhamma cultivation, is mainly spiritual strength, the faith and all things. Okay, we move on. I will read the last sentence. Our resolve to walk the path is firm, and we have many companions to walk the path with us. So as we walk together, it is most important to constantly express our gratitude, our respect, and love. So that will keep you moving in the right direction. Here is mentioned when we say kanan, it means gratitude. Thank you. It should not be a casually spoken phrase. The word must sincerely come from the bottom of our heart. When we take part in such activity or work, we are filled with joy. Such opportunity are made possible by the contribution of many people. So we must truly be grateful. As the saying goes, one person alone cannot eat all the rice on earth. One person alone cannot complete all the tasks. Huh? I think it's cut off. Yeah, I check the actual text. One person alone cannot eat all the rice on earth. One person alone cannot complete all the tasks in the world. A few lines missing. I will read from the text better. It takes many people to accomplish good deeds. So, since so many of us share a common goal and work to achieve it, we should often be grateful to one another. That is the full paragraph. I will read on. I often say that when working with others, we should shrink our ego to be as small as dust, to manifest power as big as nanotechnology. Mhm. In learning the Buddhist way or the Buddha's way, we must learn to be humble and shrink our ego. So this is a prerequisite quality or virtue that a cultivator must have. You must have humility. That's why you must be humble and able to shrink your ego. Just as nanotechnology is physically tiny, but it can manifest wondrous potential. When we are humble and we can minimize our ego, we too can bring about our great potential to make a difference to the world. The more we the more we contribute to the world, the more we will understand through experience, and thus be able to open our heart more broadly and act more humbly. Then only we continue. When we can humble and eliminate our ego and bias, we show that we truly respect others. Then naturally, sincere love will emerge from the bottom of our heart. Genuine and sincere love is indispensable in this world. It resonates with people and influences them to devote themselves to give and do good. It can inspire them to bring forth the love that is hidden in their heart. Many people have just joined Tzu many people have joined Tzu to do good deeds and to walk the Bodhisattva path together. So it is most important for us to be harmonious and loving with each other. If we can extend a hand to unconditionally help those who suffer and always be forgiving of others, we would, why would we offer any less to our fellow volunteers? If we create conflicts with those on the same path as us, we destroy the harmony of the organization. For this reason, we should not be petty in our interaction with others. We should be generous and forgiving and remain grateful regardless of what affliction or challenges we encounter. So this is a very good way to conduct yourself. The key emphasis here is to be humble, to have humility, to reduce our egoic mind. Otherwise, we tend to argue. We tend to have conflict, misunderstanding. That's why we must have all this quality that leads to harmony. Harmony is love. Harmony is Dhamma. Without harmony, there is no true Dhamma. So whatever that is rigid and without harmony, there is no truth, no Dhamma. Okay, I then read on. If gratitude and respect, we can bring forth the power of love. This is very true. When you have gratitude and when you are able to pay respect to those that are worthy of respect, you can express great love. You can bring forth the power of love. But the most important thing is to put that love into action. For example, when we woke up in the morning, with love in our heart, we will smile at each other or at each member of our family, and then we will make our family happy. If we are friendly and kind to everyone in the community, then the community will be more peaceful. Mm. Therefore, as we go about our daily life, we must always remember to express our gratitude, respect, and love. When there is love in our heart, we will show our respect. When we are respectful, others will feel our gratitude. If everyone treats each other with kindness, this virtuous cycle will fill our society with beauty and goodness. So this is a very good way of actually developing ourselves. Oh, then we move on to the next chapter. Relieving the sufferings of sentient beings. This one is very good. So how do we relieve the suffering of all living beings? Because as a bodhisattva, we vow. We have a very heavy vow. The four basic vow of a great bodhisattva. The first one is to relieve suffering. We vow to liberate the limitless living beings. And we vow to take them across life after life. So that one is out of love and compassion. So as Bodhisattva, when we walk this way, we have to have love and compassion. Then together with gratitude and respect, we will do well, we will excel. Okay, I will read on. The Buddha realized the truth of all things and became the great enlightened one in the universe. He cannot bear to see living beings suffer. So he comes back to the human realm to rescue and transform all beings by transforming their mind. As his disciple, we must try to pass on the Dhamma lineage. We must make our heart pure and further awaken the love in other people's heart. Then we must work with others to put our awakened love into action. If we can do that, then those experiencing hardship or were devastated by disaster can receive help in a timely manner. This requires the effort of everyone. All religion talks about love. Some focus on benevolent love, others on altruistic love, while Tzu emphasizes on great love. This love exists in every person's heart. It is not a foolish love, but an enlightened one. Once I was asked if great love means giving to others without reservation, how do we balance it with the love we have for our own loved ones? I replied, the limited love we have for our loved one cannot encompass great love, but great love encompasses this limited love. When we have great love, we also cherish and respect others. Only when each of us love and respect each other or ourselves can we bring forth the great love. What does it mean to cherish and respect ourselves? It means taking care of our body and mind and being self-disciplined in daily life. If we live without discipline and structure, Our behavior may deviate from the right path and can cause the community we live in to be less stable. If we want our society to be peaceful, we must first we must first live in to be less. Huh? Not correct, is it? If we live without discipline and structure, our behavior may deviate from the right path and can cause the community we live in to be less stable. That is correct. Huh? If we want society to be peaceful, we must first love and respect ourselves. When each individual take good care of himself, then society can be wondrous. In our daily life, if we cherish our physical and mental health, we can bring forth the great love and help suffering beings. So here is Suji's way of expressing it. So we must start from ourselves. First, love and respect ourselves. Then we expect this virtue and quality to influence others, to have an impact on others. That's why it was spread. Then, as J. Krishnamurti has also said, he said, for the community to change, for the world to change, the individual must change. So now you see the great wisdom in what he said. Because the totality of consciousness of our society or our planet or our universe is the summation of all the mind state of all the beings. So if the individual change, means each and everyone change, then the totality of consciousness will change. That's why the individual must change. Each and every one of us must walk the path of Dhamma, must cultivate. Then only we can bring forth the transformation. Starting with yourself, develop the love, the respect, the gratitude, the humility, the sincerity, and cultivate virtue, cultivate sincerely, diligently. Okay? The Buddha taught his disciple that it is not enough to love oneself and practice spiritual cultivation in solitude. It is also critical to help all beings and nurture a love that extends to all life in the world. Buddhist compassion is not directed only towards human. Instead, the Buddha hopes that all beings are, can be liberated from affliction to be free and at ease. This is the great love of the Buddha's way. What exactly is great love? In short, it is the unconditional loving kindness towards all, which means universal compassion. To have unconditional loving kindness means to bring happiness to everyone. When others are happy, we are happy too. Universal compassion means that we have empathy for the suffering of others. In this world, we all coexist with each other. No one can really live alone. Since we live together in community, we must cooperate with the loved ones. We must cooperate with and love one another. Only then will we be happy, which is very true. Great love also means respecting all life. We must bring forth our intrinsic love towards all beings, living beings, and cherish all material resources and the planet Earth. Our work is to love and cherish all beings, all things, and the Earth. So this is a very important understanding. We love and cherish all things, all beings. Tzu volunteers cannot bear to see living beings suffer. They comfort and care for all beings out of genuine love. Furthermore, they cannot bear to see the earth harm. So they care for the planet the same way as we care for people, devoting themselves to purify the world of love. This not only demonstrates the Tzu spirit of love, but it also represents the mentality of the Tzu volunteer. So this part is very important. The Tzu spirit of great love is they try to bring forth the wisdom and the understanding of the Buddhist teaching to help the world to manifest this great love so that all beings can embrace this great love, so that there is harmony, there is love, there is gratitude, there is respect, and people can develop the understanding not to be selfish, arrogant, violent, deceitful, to go against the moral law of karma, moral causation. Okay, we go on. We put the Buddha's teaching into action by walking the Bodhisattva path and giving of ourselves to serve people in the world. This is very true. You want to go the Bodhisattva way, you must be able to accomplish this. You have to put the Buddha's teaching into action. That's why you must manifest it, materialize it, not just keep as knowledge, then continue to argue with people. So putting forth the Buddha's teaching into action by taking the Bodhisattva path is very vital. And you have to understand you are giving up your own freedom, your own ego to serve others, to serve the limitless being in the world. No matter where disaster strikes, Tzu volunteers always reach out to embrace and comfort those who are suffering. Not only do Tzu volunteers provide relief aid to suffering survivors, to keep them warm and fed them, and also to help them back on their feet. We also impart the teaching of the Buddha to them, so they may truly have peace and stability, both physical and mental. Only then are we truly saving and transforming all beings and spreading the Buddha's teaching. So this great missionary work of Tzu is very beautiful, not easy to do. You must not only help people develop the love, the compassion, the humility, the gratitude, and the good mind, the virtuous mind to help living beings in suffering. You also are supposed to show them the way by example, means teaching them the Buddha's teaching or the Buddhist teaching so that they can also change their life and develop better conditions for the good life. So our mission is to be with and comfort those who suffer. We must constantly ask ourselves, do we feel the suffering of others as if it were our own? There are numerous tangible and intangible hardships in the world, such as nature's disaster, man-made calamity, poverty, spiritual void, inability to solve conflict, and so on. How can we help to relieve suffering of all beings? In addition, we should also ask ourselves, when there is a need for disaster relief, are we willing to help? And when we see others suffer, will we do our best to bring them comfort? So all these are very pertinent and good inquiry and question. Then I will read on. For some Tzu volunteer, even though they have made vows to help others, their faith is not yet strong enough. So this is sometimes true. As I said, for some Tzu member, even though they may have made vows to help others, but their faith is not yet so strong because they fail to understand the teaching. So when questioned by others or faced with people who cannot understand Tzu philosophy or practices, their resolve weakens. It is said that faith is the source of the power and mother of all virtue. Very true. Faith is very important. Although I have encountered many difficulties, I continue to tread the Bodhisattva path without wavering, because I believe that my intentions are selfless and that everyone has love in their heart. So this is the way the author of the book did it. Faith in my own selflessness and people's love. Oh, so far it's another chapter already. So we have covered how many chapters? 2 already. Okay, I tell you what, we stop here so that we can have our meditation. Today maybe you can have longer session. Okay, 3:30, maybe 3:37, maybe 45 minutes, 45 minutes. So, okay, we can have 45 minutes of meditation. We will come back and continue at about 5 or 4:30, 4:30, about 4:30. Okay, 4:30. Okay, so what we will do is we will off the light. You can silence your mind, relax, and maintain awareness. Then have 45 minutes of awareness-based meditation. Just relax, silent, maintain awareness to stabilize your true mind, your awareness nature, so that you understand what sati is, so that you can stay there, do everything from there, then use it to meditate. Then try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness that you have developed for as long as you can. Then always remember, you must have a good, stable religious routine. A daily religious routine it's like a simple daily program for you to cultivate. It's like a very simple religious schedule where you do it daily, unless you have other things important to do. Otherwise, you have to maintain it. A typical one would include, before you sleep, you meditate. After that, you can share merit, transfer merit. In between, you can also really better, then you can make your aspiration and all those things. Then you want to start with some simple puja chanting, like pay respect to Triple Jam. You can recite your own Arahang Sama Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi. Then you pay respect. Then after that, if you want to continue to take refuge, renew your precept, is up to you. If you don't want, then you can straight away meditate. The meditation is to relax body and mind, to recuperate from a tired day, to decondition the heedless thinking, so that you can develop the ability to realize the silent mind, the true mind, the meditative mind, your true awareness nature within. Then stabilize it until mind enters sati. So that is the main purpose of the formal meditation training. So initially, maybe if you are new, 15-20 minutes of meditation will be sufficient. But as you proceed, you can at least do it half an hour. The best is 45 minutes. It will really get you into it. Then for those who find that sitting may be difficult, you can do bowing or lying down. Then you can also do walking meditation. Relax away, just walk until the mindfulness is developed. Or any movement of your hand. Like I show at the retreat, the exercises, mindfulness exercises. You just do it whenever you're free. And when you go to sleep, you also maintain mindfulness of all action, all movement. Then the moment you wake up, the first instant when you wake up, when you become conscious, is to be aware of whatever that is around you, means your posture and your bodily contact with your bed or whatever. Then after that, whatever that the mind develop through the contact with the senses. So normally it's either your throat is dry or your bladder that you need to go to the washroom to maybe answer nature's call or release it. If you need to go, mindfully observe how you arise, all the movement action, like everything is mindful. Then how you are in the sitting posture, then how you stand, how you walk towards your washroom, then how you move your hand to open the door. Then after that, how you push back the door, how you turn, how you move, and how you prepare yourself to answer nature's call. Then when you answer nature's call, so fully aware, silent, aware. When you are aware, most of the time you are silent. But initially, when the mindfulness is not stable, you tend to observe that you cannot be with the moment. A lot of thinking will arise, but never mind, just do it. Every day do it. Then if you need to wash up, brush your teeth, then after that, clean your face, wash your face, then ready. Everything with mindfulness, awareness, even brushing your teeth. If you know how to do it mindfully, there is no word involved. You can describe to me how you do it, then I will advise you accordingly. Well, brushing your teeth is not what you think. There is a lot of things within. If you are mindful, it's totally different. Then there is no word, no concept about that toothbrush at all. Then whatever happens is just the awareness, the consciousness. Then you can describe all this thing, people will know, means you have developed the awareness. Then how you on the tap, how you close the tap, how you rinse your face, how you move your hand to collect the water, and all those things. Then every action, every movement, you are with it in full awareness. That's how you do it. You can do it day after day for a period of maybe a year. Your daily mindfulness will become very different, I can tell you. Then when you sit, it's become very simple. So before you sleep, when you wake up, after that, prepare everything mindful, then meditate. Pay respect, triple jab, chant the salutation. Then you want to take the refuge, renew your precept, do. Then rejoice. Then meditate. After you meditate, you can actually share merit, transfer merit, rejoice. Then make aspiration. Then you start your day. Then if you find at times you are too tired, you need to rest, then just rest. When you rest, you meditate also in the lying posture in the bed. You don't have to always do it while you are in the sitting posture. Then if you don't want to be in front of your altar, especially at night before you sleep, you can do it in your bedroom. Last night I remember I did in the middle of the night or after midnight, 1, 2 o'clock a.m. where I sleep for a few hours and I wake up and I meditate so that people don't disturb me and I don't disturb people. So it's up to you to adjust. Then in between, all action, all movement in the present moment, starting with the house activity. Then later on, move it out. As you leave your house, if you are driving a car, all the mindfulness regarding how you get your car key, how you open up the car. Some are alarm type, some are without the alarm. You just walk near the car, the more later version, more modern version. There is a sensor. So the car detect, you open, then it will just open. Then how you move your hand to open, how you pull the door, all mindful. Then how you move in, mindful. How you close the door with your hand moving out to hold it and close, fully aware. Then how you sit straight and how your hand on your steering wheel, how you check your mirror and all those things. Adjust your seat if you need to. Then when you are mindful, you become very efficient, you become very different. You can drive it very well, the car. Then after that, even your hand move to engage the gear. You're fully aware. Then how you accelerate and how you reverse, how you on the auto gate, then move out, close the auto gate, then how you steer yourself out. You're fully aware. But when you are on the road, be careful. Initially, when you are not skillful, you better look at the road. Be alert. Maintain attention on the road. But when you become skillful, you can be mindful and drive. No problem. Then when you reach your office, same. You can go there early. You can do your meditation there before the office start. If you are in a senior position, if you have your own room, then better still, like what I did. I will go in, mindful, everything, and I will on the light, and I will pay respect. I got a Kuan Yin in my office. I recite, then I meditate until maybe 5 minutes before office start. So that become my religious routine. Then while in the office, I maintain mindfulness too. How I answer phone call, how I look at the file, how I look at the mails, how I sign off, and how I intercom people, call people, talk to people, everything with mindfulness. For you to really have the progress, you have to do that. The daily mindfulness must stabilize. Then after that, when you prepare for lunch, same, mindful, aware. Even where you choose to have your lunch, you can make that decision, no problem. and you are mindful of your thought process, your entire thinking process, sankara activity, and you realize that time, most of the time you are just aware, you certain thing, specific daily mindfulness, phenomenal awareness. That one is very important. When you are all the time anchored to specific phenomenal awareness, means you are most of the time aware without thought. Then from there on, you can stabilize your mindfulness. Then once mindfulness stabilized, you become very sensitive on your own, like what those cultivators was gone through. Even coaching tell you the same. When you are able to silence your mind and realize the true mind, the silent mind within, that awareness nature within, when that one becomes very clear, most of the time you are with it, then that one is so sensitive, it can see all of the movement of the mundane mind, the activity of mind, the subtle mental intention behind, the content of consciousness that you input through your views, opinion, and conditioning. Then you realize all this is the one that caused your own entanglement, your own suffering and misery. Then you realize it is of no use. These are all wrong thoughts that condition all the wrong mind state that make a person heedless, that brings about karmic negativity. That's how you observe and learn, not through the thought process. And when you see it, you awaken, you straighten your view. Then you will never go back to the old way. Then you realize the new way is so peaceful, so tranquil, so beautiful, so much clarity. Then all the various negativity of mind state like anxiety, fear, worry, anxiety, or anxious mind state, insecurity, sadness, like and dislike, pleasure. So all these mind state like all of a sudden disappear from your normal daily conscious activity. They like no need to use this type of heedless reaction to live life. And through the understanding, you realize thing is just the way it is. You start to develop more and more understanding. Then the awareness really is very different. It transforms you. It let you understand through that direct seeing, the observation. Then you start to awaken. Then you start to understand more and more things, more and more things. Then everything you encounter in life become like very pristine, very wonderful, very beautiful. Even you go for a walk, it's so beautiful, so relaxed, so tranquil, so full of clarity, awareness, mindfulness. Then when you buy things, you are so relaxed, so cheerful, so peaceful. Then like Pocheng share, you do everything with mindfulness, choosing your fruits, buying vegetables. Everything is with awareness. And everything you see that time is different. It's like the direct seeing, very pristine, not the word anymore. Everything, your hand movement, all you aware. Then you bring up something, you really observe the whole thing, not the word, not the concept, but it's that pure seeing, the observation. So you can do more and more of that. Means you have transformed from a heedless way of living life to a heedful way of living life. And that is the one that brings forth the transformation, the straightening of your view. So character-wise, personality-wise, understanding-wise, you become different. Then you realize when you are able to follow all this activity, which is the advice of the Buddha, to avoid all evil, do good, and purify the mind, then heedfully cultivating noble evil path, then your life starts to change for the better, improve. Then you realize you have less and less problem. You are like very lucky, very blessed. Like everything start to go your way. You have less problem. Then your mind state are so beautiful. You have so much virtue, understanding in you, and people can feel you. People starts to like you, and people will observe the change in you. You have become different. You have transform. So this is how you really progress. And the most obvious thing is you are more mindful, less heedless means less thinking. Most of the time you are aware, mindful, the mind very quiet, peaceful, with clarity. And everything is like so beautiful. You move with ease. Then you can do what you want in life. And whatever you do, you become efficient. Uh, Even if you are working for people, you will become more efficient. And your bosses will like you because you can finish off things very fast. You can solve problems with the clarity. You understand many things. And you are very sensitive. You are very considerate. You are very observant, mindful, with a lot of good understanding. So these are the beauty of cultivating the Dhamma, the benefits of the Buddhist training in mindfulness, in heedfulness, uh, and also the benefits of meditation. It not only bring about immediate peacefulness of mind, inner peace leading to inner well-being. Because of the inner peace, it has clarity of mind, that it can see things clearly as they are. Then it develops wisdom, tranquility. Then it develops the ability to awaken. That's why enlightenment in the here and now also is possible. And you become, excuse me, you become more mindful. You become more alert, more sensitive. Uh, and you are most of the time tranquil, aware within, peaceful, without agitation, without the mental hindrance. Then there is hardly any evil roots at all. The three evils are greed, hatred, and delusion, like over time, after a while, suddenly like being rooted out. You become sensitive, you feel for others, and you can never, like before, think of yourself selfishly. Everything is about me, I, for me or not for me, beneficial to me or not, to my family, to my race, to my country. So all this type of selfishness, they will start to cease. So what will take over is the wisdom part. You will understand condition very well. When there is condition, people whom you don't know, you will also help. You will also extend your hand. But when there is no condition, even your own close relative, close friend, family members, you can't do much. Where they are just the way they are. Been deluded, been heedless, they will do this type of thing. Then sometimes it's coming, no condition. Nothing can happen. That's why Dhamma means understanding causes and effect, understanding condition, then only you can act. Because the ultimate understanding is everything is not what you think, not so real. He know you, he know me. No mark of a self, no mark of others, no mark of living beings, no mark of life, no mark of Dhamma, society, everything. But there is such thing as life. There is such thing as the law of karma. That's why there is a duty that you have to do. Because from my mind, each and every one of us is subject to karma. And that one can live life, can have the beautiful understanding to awaken. Then make use of this from my mind with understanding. So basically, when you go through the cultivation, you will understand all this very clearly and you become different. You become very beautiful. Okay, this is the part that I want to share with you today. Then maybe we still have quite a bit of time. I will still read on the the path to truth. We go to the next chapter. Faith in my own selflessness and people's love. So this one is page 97. So we'll go through this. The author said, Master Shen Yen, when I first established Tzu Foundation, many people said, she is so clever. She does not set up a place of spiritual cultivation or accept offerings. Instead, she collects money in the name of charity. Although it was difficult to do charity work, and my intention were questioned, I told myself that since I had already made a vow to do good, I should not stop. First of all, we must establish our faith and be truly selfless when interacting with others and handling matter. So this is a very good way of contributing to society, of doing wholesomeness. If you believe in all those things, then you should actually develop this. First, you must have the faith, establish that faith, and be truly selfless. Selfless means without scarcity, without the egoic mind. You just serve. You just help out. That's it. So the selfless part is not easy. The faith part is easier. But the faith comes from understanding the teaching and how great the Buddha is, how wise a being he is, how unique a being he is, and how wonderful is this teaching. So that faith will drive you, that if you are sincere, you will do it properly, means the action that you manifest, they are born of sincerity, faith, and understanding. So this will bring forth the transformation and make you selfless. That's why you can do things that other people cannot do. I will read on. First of all, we must establish our faith and be truly selfless when interacting with others and handling matter. We must be completely selfless with everyone and in everything we do. We need to sincerely give to benefit others. We should never deceive others, deceive ourselves or others. This is the meaning of sincerity. This is being honest and sincere. I also believe that there is love in everyone's heart, and that love is most powerful and courageous. You see, that so-called love within each and every one of us, our nature is full of love, full of wisdom energy, full of understanding. But their nature cannot manifest if you are deluded, if it is clouded by the mundane mind's activity, the mundane mind's emotion, the negativity of mind state, because you fail to realize that you have another nature that is all loving, very beautiful, that is very pristine and pure. It's just aware. There is clarity, there is tranquility, there is just peace. So all this is the reason why that love cannot manifest. So to manifest that love, you have to train your mind, develop mindfulness, leading to heedfulness, to realize your true mind. Then through observation from the true mind, the direct seeing, you start to understand many things awaken. Then when you understand, that understanding, which is wisdom, will transform you, will develop the love, the virtue, the understanding. to actually bring about what they call great contribution to society, humanity, and the world, and humanity as a whole. So all this, when you understand, it becomes very beautiful. So like what is mentioned by the author, we must be completely selfless with everyone and in everything we do. We need to sincerely give to benefit others. We should never deceive others, deceive ourselves or others. This is being honest and sincere. I also believe that there is love in everyone's heart and that love is most powerful and courageous. So this part I have covered. We read on. All people possesses the same love as the Buddha. Once they are inspired and led in the right direction, they will bring forth their love to work together. It is said with love comes blessing. This one very true. Keep in mind, this is a very good saying. With love come blessing. Uh, you must have that pure love in you, universal love. Uh, and many grains of rye makes a bushel, uh, and many drops of water make a river. We should not take any tiny bit of effort for granted, for this is how I was able to establish our charity organization. So bits and bits, it will accumulate. It may be virtue or anything. Like the Malay proverb also very good. Sikit-sikit lama-lama jadi bukit. If I trust that there is love in everyone's heart, and if everyone believes that I'm honest and sincere and selfless, then my trust in others and their trust in me are like a person's two hands. With two healthy and able hands, we can work together. Work can be done. When the people doing the work is selfless and the donor who provides support are kind-hearted and generous, there is nothing that cannot be accomplished. So this is the synergy. The people who donate are sincere, and the person who receives the donation are also sincere and true to their intent. Then it will be something very beneficial, because whatever goodness and wholesomeness that they do with that money that is donated as charity will bring forth good result, relieve suffering, help to bring about condition for people to recover from their suffering, misery, sickness, or whatever. Uh, Especially when people are afflicted by the First Noble Truth reality. Most of the time is severe nature's disaster or calamity, or even during crisis time, uh, where a lot of people will be affected. Life will be displayed, property and other things will be destroyed. So all this calamity that the world tend to experience, we have witnessed them. Sometimes even war, riots, flood, tsunami. Like recently, I think, not only pandemic, there is also what they call bushfire in certain country. And recently, I think there were flood in a few countries. One of them is China, because the rainfall was so exceptional. Certain region, the rainfall is 3 times the usual one. Uh, Even the dam they built also reach the brim and overflow from the what they call the reservoir, they have a outlet. Uh, a outlet. When the level is too high, they will overflow and flow out. Mm. I forgot what is the name of that thing already. Last time when I did the design, I can recall them, but now I can't. Uh, that one has a very beautiful uh, function. We used to witness the one in KL, very beautiful. I forgot already. One one of the small dam in KL, I think on the way to Cameron or Fraser Hill, I forgot. No, not that one. That one is very big. This one is a small one only, somewhere outskirts of KL there. Now, on our way back, we used to drop by there to view the area. A very nice place. Uh, so all this you start to witness. Then when such calamity or disaster occur, there will be a lot of life affected. Uh, then the government normally will have to play their role, relief work and all those things. Then they send in the people who can help to rescue and all those things. Then sometimes other NGO and organization also do go in and help. And Tzu Chi is one of them. They are always at the forefront most of the time because they are very organized, they are very motivated, and most of these people are very sincere and they are trained. That's why organized, and they have a lot of donation, charity, and support. So they can come up with the relief work in a very organized manner. And later on, I came to know more because I got one youngest brother in Alostar who was helping out in Tzu Chi for quite a while already. I think he was there for more than 10 years already. And he also get my other brothers and sister to help out through uh, donation and also help organize certain activity and support all things. Then he explained to me how they mobilize very fast. Oh, because they are very efficient, very organized. And it seems I was also told they have training center to train those who wants to volunteer to help. And their training is very well organized and established. And then their function, you can see the way they organize themselves to actually make the parking orderly, the crowd control. They are very good, very good. Mm. Then their support, their relief activity and work, how they actually plan and set up temporary shelter, shade and all. Sometimes they even help to raise funds to build shelter and food center for them. And later on, they build schools. Uh, then they even have all the other very supportive activity that can actually relieve suffering and help people turn around. The tsunami in the year 2004, I think Indonesia experienced a lot of hardship, and they were able to help out over Indonesia until the Indonesia give people and the government recognized Tzu Chi, supported the activity, and was also told they able to establish their centers there and have their radio station, the Tai Tai, the TV station that teaches great love and also their activity, everything. And it was all touching when I saw some of the video. They really turn things around and relieve a lot of people's suffering. Okay, we read on. Okay, we have finished the top paragraph. Now, The third paragraph. Looking back on those early days, no matter how difficult it was to carry out the charity work, we did it mindfully. See, this is the key. They develop mindfulness too, not what you think, hurrying here and hurrying there, rushing here. No, they have to do it with mindfulness. They are trained. They are disciples and their followers. They are volunteers. They are trained. Everything must be done with mindfulness. Although Tzu was not a wealthy organization at that time, we have much resolve. The resolve is very strong. The relief goods we distributed were of the highest quality. We make sure the help we gave are truly what people needed, and we show them our genuine love and respect. That's why you do it sincerely. People will feel it. People will know. Then the author continues. He said, I still remember when Tzu wanted to establish a bone marrow donor registry. Many scholars and medical professions said to me, Master, it will cost several $1 million to set up a bone marrow donor registry. Even if we can set up a registry, it is extremely difficult to find a match or matches. Even when a match is found, the person may not be willing to donate his bone marrow. Since there are so many obstacles and challenges, we better not do it. I thought to myself that as long as I am able to give, I'm able to give of myself to help others. No matter how great the obstacle, I must do my best to overcome them. So I worked hard and I had faith that there are many kind-hearted people in Taiwan. I knew that once the bone marrow donor registry was set up, it would save life. Therefore, I worked to overcome all difficulties and insist on establishing the bone marrow donor registry. The work we did after the devastating earthquake in Taiwan in 1999 is another example. My heart went out to the children in the disaster area. They could not continue their education because their school had collapsed in the earthquake. As they were all in the prime years of learning, their education should not be interrupted. So Tzu adopted this school and rebuilt them within a very short period of time. Several architects offered their service to undertake the project. They mindfully revised their blueprint again and again. They patiently took my suggestion into consideration because we all hope to build the best and safest school for the children. This school were like work of art. We built them to last 1,000 years. At that time, Tzu took on the reconstruction of more than 50 schools. See, just imagine the magnitude, 50 schools, not one school. Many people told me, Master, you are so bold. Tzu never make decision to act based on availability of funds. My principle has always been to take action immediately for things that need to be done. If our financial resources are stretched or insufficient, we must quickly find solutions in order to contribute in a timely fashion to meet people's need. Although this work has been challenging and difficult, I have always gained strength from my belief that I am selfless and that all people have love in their heart. The work we do is accomplished bit by bit through this strength. It may sound simple, but this faith took a long time to develop. We are all ordinary people who are inevitably affected from time to time by greed, hatred, and delusion. In light of this, we must train ourselves to be selfless in every aspect of our life and treat all things equally. So we will not give rise to improper thoughts such as those of greed, selfishness, and desire. In my life, my selflessness gives me the most assured or the most assurance. Being selfless is being virtuous. With right thought, we deceive neither ourselves or others. When we believe that everyone has inner love and kindness, we will be able to respect others from the bottom of our heart. Now there are Tzu Chi volunteers all over the world. I am truly grateful to them for their unwavering determination in putting forth their love, whether contributing to disaster relief or caring for long-term care recipients. They do their best to love and help others. Their actions testify that there is love in everyone's heart. Once that love is inspired, every one of us can give, every one of us can give of ourselves with that love. Good. So being selfless is not something that everyone can do unless you have the Dhamma, unless you have the understanding, you cannot do it. So what she had shared with us is very useful, very beautiful. You need a lot of sincerity, faith, virtue, kindness to do all this work. You have to be selfless. Yeah. To be selfless is to only act, help, and do. There is no selfish thought behind. That's why without the self-delusion, the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion is no more. When you are selfless, there is nobody inside there to be selfish. You just have love, and that love keep on pouring out to relieve suffering. Yeah. That's why he said when he saw disaster, he cannot bear with the suffering of living beings. He just want to do whatever he can through his little organization that started with just a handful of helpers. I think there are many housewives. I remember the history that started. They have this like saving, coin saving bamboo tube, which they make themselves. Then Taiwan money already very small. Every day it seems they save only, you know, Taiwan money 20 cent or 50 cent or 5 cent, I forgot already. And through this, they really accumulate the charity fund. Then with whatever little fund they have, they try to help in whatever little way. Then the word spread and people can see their sincerity, their selfless way of doing things. Then people start to volunteer and help. Then they also contribute, donate. That's how the name, they will spread on their own. If you are sincere, if you do things properly, the world will know. People will understand. So all these are very good Dhamma, very fine example of application of the Buddha's teaching, the Dhamma. The virtue are all your generosity, your kindness, uh, your what they call respect, gratitude, sincerity, faith. So all these virtues are very important. Then when you have virtue, you become different. Then you know how to act. You know how to develop the wholesomeness. Yeah. So Dhamma is something that you need to pick up, then apply it in real life. Because Dhamma, if you only study for your own understanding and never apply, is of no use. It's the application aspect of it that manifests that Dhamma understanding that can help you transform the world to be of uh, to be a blessing to all, to humanity, to mankind, to the environment, to society, to all aspects of nature. So all this we can learn. That's why life itself is our greatest teacher. And for Tzu Chi, what I saw beautiful was compassion in action. They really go into the compassionate aspect, the application aspect of Dhamma. They develop the organization through collecting funds for charity first. Then they do. Then after that, when they are more organized, they have more support. Then they develop centers and all those things. And they also expanded on it. So now they are involved in hospitals, school, recycling, kidney, uh, we call dialysis center. There are many other styles so they have. Uh, then they also have this uh, recycling, which is very good, help to reduce pollution on our environment and the planet. Then they also have a lot of various type of mission to actually improve on many things. And they are so organized. And their Tzu Chi center has actually grown worldwide. You can see them almost all over the world. Then they have very strong support. Nowadays, they have a lot of support. The funds are actually tremendous. About 10 years ago, when I heard somebody donated a piece of land in Kapong, quite a big piece, I think value at 20-30 million to Tzu Chi, the master. So, yeah. Then she rejoiced and accepted it, and she vowed to build a center. And the budget came out to initially 100 over million, I think, finally 200 over million. And they can just raise that fund very fast. And within a few years, I was told, they are building the center already, where we got some Kayamitas who are helping out also and involved. Then they later on also, the education and all those things, they build it and develop, and they finish it. Then I went on one or two occasions with a lot of our Kayamita. We visited the new center. It was so beautiful, so nicely built. Then I also visited Dallas Town, where my brother was involved. And he said somebody just donated, don't know, 6 unit or 8 unit of the 2 or 3 story shop lot, and they converted it into their center. Then they also have their Jing Si Yi, where they sell the books. They have tea center for people to read books and all those things. Then you can go there, yeah, for whatever resources that you want. They sell many things too. They try to be eco-friendly, and most of their things are made from natural product. They try not to uh, cause unnecessary killing and all those things. So this is something that the world will appreciate and benefited from their activity. And they start as very small organization, and all in not too long. I think about 40 over years only. Tzu Chi's history, I think about maybe now, by now should be 50 years. And they have grown so massive and so big. So we should all learn from it and rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, now it's 5:15. Maybe we end there. Yeah? We will stop at page. Oh, exactly 100. Yeah? Page 100. Maybe I will share this because yesterday I think a small group of us were invited over to Pamasuri and Bradion's house. for their dinner. Then we had a short discussion on informal Dhamma. There was one aspect I think which was very good. It's also concerning earlier on when Song brought up the question of how the boss actually misunderstood him and blamed him for what happened. Then, because he already had the mindfulness and the sensitivity, then he realized his mind is still not at peace. Initially, for a while, there was agitation and movement. Then he can feel it. Then what he did was he remembered silent, don't do anything, relax, aware, and let it cease. Then when it ceases, it becomes peaceful again. But then he was caught in the thought. So again, the mundane might come back and tell him, yeah, now it's peaceful, no more problem. But the misunderstanding that your boss had is still there. Your problem is still not resolved. So what happened was he couldn't recall that it's only wisdom that can free the mind, not the thought process. So he again go back to the mundane mind, and in the name of we call it inquiry and analysis. Understand? He tried to analyze how come still have this movement, this agitation, this like anxiety or you know that very subtle movement inside there. Because when you are sensitive, you can feel it. Yeah. So I explained earlier on in the short notes. Then later on, I also explained it to my daughter. Then she also come out with some very good sharing on the five aggregate where the Buddha gave the analogy on Sankara aspect. Sankara is like a banana stem and all those things. So what I need Kayamita to understand is you can never go back to the thought to analyze or to rationalize or maybe also use the word to inquire. That is not inquiry. That is using the thought to reason, to analyze and try to solve your problem. Problem is never solved that way. Always remember, the thought is limited, egoic. If you use it to analyze, you will get into trouble. No amount of analysis or reasoning can help you solve your problem. So, to my daughter, it's like the banana stem. You're supposed to peel layer by layer by layer until finally at the center, at the core of it is empty. So, Sankara Anichang, Sankara Dukkang, Sankara Anatta. So, empty nature. Because you think also like that, you don't think also like that. But at the core of it, after you remove all the thinking, the Sankara activity, the views, opinion, and conditioning, then it is empty. But when you use the thought to analyze and reason, you are actually adding layer, 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 layer. You add in more comment, more views, more opinion. Because when you use thought to solve a problem, you will have problem. Yeah, everyone is different. Everyone has its views, opinion, and condition. But the thought is from memory. And memory is not wisdom. Memory is your conditioning, your accumulated experiences, past and what they call good and bad. So this accumulated memory is all your views, opinion, conditioning, insecurities, cause of memory, your negativity of mind state, even your selfishness, your emotional negativity, and all of your phobia that you experience. in the early part of your life, or whatever problems, your attachment, your craving, your clinging. And all this will lead to more argument, more conflict. So when you analyze, you can come out with very good reason, you give your reason, but to others, there is your view, there is your opinion, there is your conditioning. So there is always this argument. So the thought can never reach a harmonious solution. So no amount of analysis or reasoning can solve your problem. Then how do we solve problem? And this part I have already taught you all many times. I always say only wisdom free your mind. Nothing else free your mind. So what is wisdom? Wisdom is an understanding born of noble eightfold path cultivation. So when you have the embodiment of noble eightfold path cultivation, then take for example Brother Song's case. You have to have the right view to accept the boss for what he is. Understand that? He is the way he is. Condition like that, things be like that. So unless there is condition, don't try to explain. Wait for the appropriate causes and condition, then explain. Then do what you have to do to resolve it amicably. So have clarity of mind initially to accept the reality first so that you are at peace. Then the agitation will not be there. Do you understand? Here you accept that this is the reality, happen really. He is the way he is. He may misunderstand Brother Song, but he is the way he is. Under such circumstances, at that moment, he will think like that. He will react like that. And he will scold him and all those things or blame him. So what you need to do is to accept him for what he is at peace. Then with the clarity of mind, act to resolve matter amicably. You don't act according to memory. In memory, you will trigger a lot of all the negativity of reaction and mindset. How can my boss be like that? After so long, still don't trust me. This one you add layer. You add layer. Then, how can my colleague do all this to me? He should go and like confess it to the boss that it was he who did all these things. So your thought will tell you all these things. So this is what analysis and reasoning is. Then the mundane mind will come out with this selfish approach to defend yourself, understand? In the name of what? In the name of righteousness. In the name of right and wrong. But this is not the way the world is. The way the world is everyone, before they are enlightened, they are selfish. They will not do all these things. And even the boss, before they have the understanding, they also make mistakes. They also blame. They also do wrong thing. So when you have all this understanding, you don't use thought. You transcend duality. You act. Act with what? Noble eightfold path. So right view leading to right thought, right speech, right action, and right livelihood. What is right view? Right view with regards to a law of karma. Maybe in the past I also did this to people as a boss. I also blame people. I also do all this nonsense. So now got condition, I become the victim. You reap what you sow. So accept it. Be at peace. Then act. Act with wisdom. You need to solve the problem, solve the problem. You need to ask for forgiveness, ask for forgiveness. Then you move. So when you do this, when the problem get resolved, and then only the boss become happy, understand? After the boss happy, and then the condition is there for you to explain. Actually, what happened was like that, like that, like that. And then the boss will know it's not from you. The mistake didn't come from you. So this is how you resolve problem amicably through application of Dhamma, through acting according to wisdom, following Noble Eightfold Path. Always remember, it is the Noble Eightfold Path that leads to the end of all suffering, the fourth noble truth. Because the Buddha said there is a noble truth with regards to the path that leads to the end of all suffering. He said, if you cultivate this noble eightfold path, it will lead to the end of all suffering. So what is this noble eightfold path? It's the meditation as taught by the Buddha. But once you cultivate this meditation and you have the embodiment of the eight noble eightfold path factor, then you have wisdom. Then you apply this. Means you use it to solve your problem. So you act according to wisdom, following Noble Eightfold Path, which is the meditation as taught by the Buddha. So this is how you solve all of your so-called life situation or problem. Any of your so-called problem or situation, you can solve it this way. Not by going back to the thought and analyze. Why am I like that? Why is my pause like that? Everything is why. All the reasoning. You think you are the only one in this world that have views, opinion, and condition. They also have their views, opinion, conditioning, and emotion. So everyone hold different views, different religious belief, different approach to solving problem, life situation, etc. So when you know all this, you know there is no solution if you use the thought. Where thought only create more and more division, more and more what they call misunderstanding and conflict. Sometimes they make people so angry, so emotional, they declare war, then they attack you, they become very violent. So this is what the mundane mind is all about. It divide, create misunderstanding, duality, then it leads to all the negativity of mind state. That's how the evil roots arise. That's how war arises. So war and conflict is very common in the world because people don't resolve problem or develop solution through understanding, through wisdom. They develop solution through analysis, through their memory, their thought process. Uh, you can't blame the world. Well, most people are not cultivators. The only instrument that they know how to use is their thought process. They are very strong in their head, in their views, their opinion, their condition. In fact, everything they learn is knowledge, and that knowledge build up the conditioning, and that conditioning mold them into what they are. So if you meet somebody with certain type of character, it's very difficult for you to convince him or reason with him or even communicate with him. There's no way. Sometimes may not be your boss, even your own spouse you find problem. Your own children you cannot handle. Sometimes your own neighbor also you cannot handle. Your own brothers and sisters also you cannot handle. So this is a typical worldly problem that human beings fail to understand that it cannot resolve by going back to the thought. So never go back to the thought to reason and to analyze, or in the name of inquiry. This is not inquiry. Inquiry is you throw out a truth. You never throw out a truth. This one you arise a wrong thought. Why am I still like that? Why I still have this emotion, this unhappiness? This is not the right inquiry. Inquiry is, why did the Buddha say craving is the cause of suffering? That is inquiry. Understand? Why I still do that? That is the character of living being. Living being are like that. Why you want to question why they are like that? They are just the way they are. Because without Dhamma, without wisdom, they will do things like that. So don't inquire that way. You inquire with the Dhamma understanding. Why did the Buddha say birth is suffering? This is right inquiry. But you don't go and inquire, say, why is there suffering? That is really stupidity, isn't it? Suffering is everywhere, isn't it? Prevalent. So without this understanding, when you confront the reality of life, and you suffer, that is the truth. That is the reality. Why you go and inquire why the world has so much suffering? That is the thought questioning and the thought asking. But the one with wisdom will never inquire this way. They will inquire, why did the Buddha say birth is suffering? And then he inquire, then you can understand why birth is suffering. Yeah. So inquiry need to be driven by truth, by Dhamma, not by the thought telling you. The thought is very capable of telling you all those nonsense. Where is ego? Uh, the thought always tell you, hey, why you so stupid? People climb over your head already, you still don't do anything. Oh, so that is the one that instigate you and make you violent and make you like counter attack and all that stuff. So you have to be careful. Like the Buddha told the Kalamas in the Kalama Sutta. The Buddha said to the Kalamas, whatever the religious teacher come and teach, you must always inquire. First, if I follow, does it harm me? Does it harm others? It does not harm me and harm others, then no harm too. So you have to apply this to your own thought too. If your thought come out with the analysis, which is a wrong thought, they will make you angry, remorseful, unhappy. So thought that condition your sorrow, lamentation, fear, worry, anxiety, they are all wrong thought. So be aware of all this. So the analysis that Song did cause suffering. Is that right thought or wrong thought? Huh? Is that right thought or wrong thought? Definitely wrong thought, isn't it? Huh? Why I still have this? It is the wrong thought, and that's why you suffer. And it doesn't bring about solution. The solution can only surface when you have the understanding. Then when the understanding is there, you have right view, you are at peace. Like the Buddha say, at any one time, things is just the way they are. The meaning is very deep. That's why you can see things as they are. Thing is just the way they are means condition already established. If all the conditions are set like that, things will be like that. It cannot be otherwise. Do you understand? If you still want things your way, what will happen? You will suffer because your way is selfish, not nature's way. If it's nature's way, means you have wisdom. Then you know how to accord and flow. Accord and flow is wisdom leading to acceptance because you can accord and flow. Because conditions like that, things are like that. So they will manifest, they will arise. So we accord and flow with it through an understanding. Then we act. If we need to resolve it, we act with wisdom. We don't act according to memory. We don't act according to wrong thought. That's how thought is important. The user of thought is the most important. You must have wisdom. Then you can act according to wisdom. Because thought by nature is neither good or bad, neither wholesome or unwholesome. It's the user of thought. If the user of thought has wisdom, it will arise the right thought, virtuous thought, kind thought, no more wrong thought. So all of wisdom will give rise to right thought, which are virtuous thought, without the evil roots. That's the reason why when you understand the teaching, when you are mindful, when you are aware, you can see all this very clearly. Then your mind transform. You can never go back to the old way. Then whatever happened to you in life, you know how to resolve it. That's why this one is Pacetang, can be realized by the wise each for themselves. That wisdom connected to the form and mind will enable the form and mind to act with understanding and wisdom. No need to reason. Why you want to reason? Why you want to have right and wrong leading to duality? agitation, conflict, misunderstanding. That is the way of the Putujana, the mundane, egoic mind that is heedless. The one that is heedful with the right understanding will never act this way, will never inquire this way. They already have the understanding and the wisdom. They can come to terms with the reality of whatever happened within the moment. That's why they are always at peace, no matter what happened to the world, no matter what happened to the environment, to society. They are always at peace. Because when you can accord and flow and accept the reality, you are at peace. And when you are at peace, you got no emotion, no conflict, no negativity. Then you act. Act with what? Wisdom, following Noble Eightfold Path. And what is Noble Eightfold Path? Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. That's why no negativity. That one will bring about solution, amicable solution. Because with right view, you can accept. Then you arise the appropriate right thought to resolve issue amicably. Then you speak to people in a very amicable way, yeah, in a very proper, appropriate way that bring about solution, harmony, understanding. Then you act gently, appropriately. You have a lot of kindness, good, gentle, pleasant, and appropriate speeches that bring about harmony, conducive for society, for solving problems, leading to harmony and peace. So all this is what Noble Eightfold Path is all about. All your actions are born of sincerity, born of understanding. No more selfishness, no more negativity of mind state, and etc. So these are very beautiful teachings. So hopefully with today's explanation, you can develop more in-depth understanding and know how to solve your problem. So don't analyze, don't reason, don't ask why. You want to inquire, make sure it's a Dhamma inquiry. Otherwise, you will get yourself into trouble. Then the other thing that I always share is whenever you face a situation or a problem, so-called problem in inverted comma, yeah, it's only a problem when you perceive it with negativity. So always ask yourself and remember this. Living being has two choices. When you react to the problem and get angry with it and become miserable, that is one of the choice. And most people choose that choice, which is born of delusion, stupidity. Yeah. The second choice is accept the reality, then act, move. And that is a better choice. Means act with wisdom, resolve it amicably. So the two choices is very straightforward. Accord and flow, then resolve it amicably through Noble Eightfold Path. The other one is project your thought, become fearful, become worrisome, has anxiety, sorrow, and lamentation, then become miserable, afflicted. So when you react to a situation, your mind state is always negative. It will trigger off wrong thought, and wrong thought will condition all your misery, and it will entangle you. Is it raining over your place? All of a sudden here, loud, heavy thunder and rain. All of a sudden when I share this path. So this is, I hope, something useful for you all to develop the understanding. Oh, Kodlun also say yes, heavy rain here too. Because the lightning, the thunder was so loud just now, and non-stop. And the rain is really heavy now. So hopefully with this, most of Kayamita should be able to develop the understanding of it then apply it. If you know how to apply it, my nature rejoice and so do you. Okay? So with that, maybe we can end, unless somebody got something to share or add on to what I have shared. Okay? Oh, Pujeng, yes.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, sadhu, Pujeng. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amitabha.
Yeah, Amitabha, yes.
Yeah, actually, this topic that Brother Teo talk about is very, very useful, especially for daily life, very practical, very useful. Initially, when I was cultivating, right, all the dhammas that I read in the book,
correct.
every time I face a certain obstacle, you can see your mind, right? Then it just flash in front of me. The straightening of your view.
Sadhu.
Right view, wrong view,
Sadhu. Very good.
So then after that, your heart and mind become very, very peaceful, very good.
Yeah, once you straighten your view, you become peaceful. Once you straighten your view, you become peaceful. Then later on, no need to do all this. It's already part of you. Then you straight away at peace. If you are still not at peace, like Pojeng say, means you have wrong view. You have not developed the right view. It's just like the analysis part. The analysis part, most cultivators get caught because they keep on going back to the thought to analyze. Why?
Actually,
yes.
Exactly. No need to analyze on.
No need to analyze on. The moment you understand, you know how to act already. Because thing is just the way it is. Why you want to analyze? Condition like that, things will be like that. He is just the way he is. They are just the way they are. Finish. Then act. Very good.
Once your mind, your heart stir, means that
you have wrong view already.
Wrong view.
Like I say, correct. Whenever you are not peaceful, you are not happy, there is wrong thought in you. The evil roots are there. So that is the check. That is the check. So when you check using that, you will know what is wrong thought. We are taught that condition your negativity, your mind state, your suffering, your unhappiness, your insecurity, your worry, your anxiety, all these are wrong thoughts. So whenever you are not peaceful, not happy with all this negativity or mind state, the evil roots are there. Wrong thought has a reason. That's why you have to, like Pojeng says, straighten your views. You cannot pass the Dhamma test. You will fail. You will fail. You cannot overcome that. Then you keep on having problem. Yes. Sadhu.
Then you have to straighten.
Yeah.
Peaceful.
Correct. Sadhu. Sadhu. Thank you so much for saying. Yeah. Very good. Yeah, very good. Determined to have this understanding life after life, so that you know how to solve problems, so that you can be at peace with all situations.
Correct. This is a very powerful tool,
Solution. Wisdom. Solution. Wisdom tool.
Yes, correct.
Sadhu. So that you can be at peace with all situations. You can accord and flow with conditions. Then no more negativity, no more right and wrong, no more stirring of the mind. Thing is just the way it is. That's why it's so beautiful. Very good. Thank you so much for saying Sadhu.
Yes, Sadhu, Brother Teo, for this excellent, magnificent Dhamma.
Sadhu. Anybody else? Sadhu, Bojeng, thank you. Anybody else? My daughter may want to share something.
I think what Sister Pojeng shared triggered me, reminded of what I did just yesterday. So we have the Bodhisattva vow. I actually added 2 vows at the end. Don't know can see or not. So I added to recognize and abandon all wrong thoughts, to understand clearly what constitute wrong thoughts. There are thoughts that condition our anger, fear, worry, anxiety, disappointment, sorrow, lamentation, grief, envy, jealousy, phobias, insecurities, fueling all our negativity and unwholesome mind states. Then I added one more is to go all out to cultivate, no more procrastinating. Yeah, so I think, yeah, we will add on as we find something very useful.
Yeah, these are the miscellaneous vows that you can add on. That's why as you understand, you progress, you will be able to do all this. Sadhu, let us rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Yeah, Poching also thumbs up. Sadhu. Very good. So anybody else? You want to say anything, Kamasuri? Yeah. Yes.
Actually, thank you very much for yesterday's session.
Yeah, sadhu.
It helps me a lot. I have been in a kind of situation that a very difficult kind of situation that that I can't solve and on the same problem.
Yeah.
Not like actually last night is like I can see that I can see where I went wrong.
Oh, okay, sadhu.
Where I went wrong, why is it that the same problem?
Yeah lah, keep on surfacing. Yeah, keep on surfacing. Yeah.
Then I go and read the part that where this Alicia said before. Why is it the same thought keep on?
Yeah, keep on coming back to you.
Coming back.
Yeah.
It's because of my craving.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still cannot get through the problem now. After yesterday's session and after today's session.
Yeah, because you use the thought to analyze.
Yes, because I use the thought to analyze. Why is it that
then you try to reason.
Yes. My way of handling, resolving the life situation.
Yeah.
It's
not the Dhamma way. Because it's the mundane mind behind.
I keep pushing my way.
Yeah.
I can solve
Correct.
it and with some I can resolve it.
Because you are using the egoic mind. The egoic mind cannot do all this. So always remember the thought create views, opinion, like the banana stem, you add layer, add layer, add layer. You forever can never see the empty nature in the center. At the end of the day, like Kok Lun also came to realize through last night sharing, at the core of it is empty. Then when I say this word, think also like that, don't think also like that, because these are sankhara, your thinking, your activity, your mind. So all sankhara, when you peel off layer after layer, like Pok Cheng says, straighten your view straight, towards the end, it's empty, nothing. Then why do you want to think? Think for what? That's why accept the reality, like the Buddha said, condition already set. Causes and condition is already set. Means whatever that arise, there are causes and condition which is already set. So things will flow that way, be like that. Whatever manifestation of the moment is already set, nature's condition. So that is the reality. That's why at peace with the reality. And the reality is the truth. That is the way things are. That's why the Buddha said, learn to see things as they are. That is wisdom. Then like today, Engbi also replied, also very good. When they sent out Adeline's short clip regarding the sixth sense door, then how to insight into phenomena to awaken. So Engbi realized when you are attentive, mindful, silent, all the senses operate like physics experiment, nature's law. Then when he attentively listened from the silent mind, he realized that it's just the consciousness, the awareness that is aware of that hearing consciousness. There is no one inside that. Before the egoic mind come in, when you are just aware, there is no one inside there. But the moment the egoic mind come in with the content, the ego come in, then the personality come in, then the I, the me, all this come in. So meditation is to see this, to understand this, which is very good. That's why I rejoice with what Engbi's comment is. Sadhu. Engbi also thumbs up now. Sadhu. Very good.
Thank you, Razi.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for all the good sharing.
Session is like,
Yeah. Very, very beautiful and meant to be. Yeah. And also we like to thank you for inviting us over for dinner.
So it's just that
Sadhu.
the time.
Yeah, Brother Tim and you, very kind, very generous.
I miss all the Kayama also.
And my daughter first time came over to your house. Yeah, cooking was very good, my daughter said. Sadhu.
I just do what I can.
Yeah, then hopefully with the RMCO slowly relaxing more and more, we may have our class back maybe end of the month or next month, I don't know. Where the school will be fully operational back after 22nd. Hopefully they will relax more, then we can actually develop the condition for us to come back to our classes. Because Song was asking when shall we resume our Tuesday class. So I told him wait. But even if we resume, what do you think? I would suggest that the Zoom continue, but the recording will be by Chin Hao. Chin Hao will do the recording. So this one, my daughter will continue with the Zoom camera only, no recording. Just move it around so that those who participate through the Zoom can see. Wow, Tammy, thumbs up, Sadhu to Tammy. Very good. So if you are here, you will have better understanding because you can see everything that is happening. But you come through the Zoom, you can also hear the thing, but you need to see the Zoom camera which is smaller. So I won't be sitting in front of the Zoom camera anymore. My daughter has to move to maybe capture me in a smaller vision and also the audience and all those things. Then sometimes she may just leave the thing there when she's meditating, or we are doing our sharing and all those things.
Actually, brother, the Zoom session is very good because if they are working, we don't have to rush. And for those from overseas, they don't have the opportunity.
Yeah, correct. It will help them. But when we share the video, it will be from Chin Hao's recording. We are very clear, that one. That one he know how to zoom it. I can use the whiteboard, all those things already. I can go back to normal already. Then also, Po Cheng wrote something on our chat. He said, from Po Cheng to everyone, wonderful fellowship. Yes, I rejoice. Zoom. So a lot of people are very positive about the Zoom sharing. I think it has helped many people who can't make it. Even Joey and a few Malacca people who don't have the opportunity to come, and Penang also same. There are some from BM, Penang and northern side. Then other Kayamita from overseas, like the one Copenhagen, singing. Then also I think Perth, Brother Sia Chiwe, Sia Chiwe, yes. So these people benefited. Sadhu. Okay, very good. Thank you so much. For saying thumbs up. Yeah, Sadhu. Let us rejoice one more time. Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. So thank you so much. So good evening. Have a good dinner. And we will see you next lesson. Sadhu. Okay, bye bye.